fun that one of our members who happens to run a travel agency thought would be a good opportunity to get NSBE professionals together again. No, it won't be workshop based. I mean, we won't have too many meetings and get togethers. I'm sure we'll have a few, but it's really just a time to unwind and relax. This will be right about the time at the end of the next NSBE term. And so it'll be after convention of next year. So it'll be a really good time to sit down and just unwind and relax with NSBE professionals. So as I said before, all these things can be found on the website, but I did want to point those out to you all specifically. And so I'll move on here, just ensuring that everybody is aware of the mission and the vision statement for this year. We see you. We're really looking at 3 topics: elevating and deepening the membership experience, refining brand, tooling, and technology infrastructure, and then fostering that culture of innovation and experimentation. So you'll hear more about that at the convention. There's a couple of sessions, we'll talk about them later, where you'll get more detail into how we've gone about and worked at accomplishing these visions or these objectives. And finally, I just put up the picture here. I know we don't have a lot of time where the board itself gets together here, so I just wanted to put up the picture from the Professional Development Conference back in August in Dallas. We had the board together for our picture. So with that being said, I will stop sharing, and I'm actually going to turn it over to Nicole to give an introduction. I don't know if you either want to bring up your slides first or if you want to get an introduction and then bring up your slides, but I'm going to stop sharing and turn the sharing power over to Nicole. And let's dive into it, Nicole. As you're getting your information together, there may be folks who didn't join the first live session. So if you want to take a minute or so, just give yourself an introduction and what you want people to take away from TPC this year.
Thank you, sir. Let me share the other screen. Let me know when y'all can see that. Great, awesome. All right. So like Townsend said, my name is Nicole Shirley. Actually, go to my introductory screen really quick. I was trying to steal from Townsend because I know he has his little intro slide. But as you all know, I'm Nicole Shirley, the 2024 Technical Professional Conference Chair for NSBE 50. As he said, this is our second meeting, our second session about TPC. The first one was kind of like a sneak peek, give some highlights, ask some questions while we're all here of things you probably can't find on the website or anything like that. So this will be our follow-up. We're about 44 days out from convention, which is crazy, but we are almost there. So today's session will be to go over more detailed information, some things that have made it to social media, some things that haven't made it to social media just yet. So kind of get some insider information here. As he said, I'm Nicole Shirley. I am lifetime member number 407. I was born and raised in Florida, graduate of the University of Central Florida. And I've served in entirely too many NSBE positions, which is why the list is not here. But if you've been to PDC Miami, PDC Dallas, I've been on a few CPCs. I have been in leadership probably since I started. So I take breaks here and there and go back to business. So I will be retiring after this. I just want everybody to know that. Yeah. So getting into it, and just so you know, you can ask any questions in the chat, and Seth or someone will grab that. If not, I believe in registration, you could have asked some questions. So feel free to ask any questions, and we'll get to that towards the end. All right, so in case you missed the first one, we're just going to do a brief overview of what happened in the first meeting. And I do have a second screen, so if you keep seeing me do that, that's fine. But purpose of TPC, so as it's been mentioned, we are a mini conference. So those who don't know, haven't been around NSBE, at convention, there are 3 mini conferences that are in annual convention. So we have our PCI, which is our NSBE junior membership. We have graduate student conference, and we have the TPC, which is for the professionals. Ours is geared towards professionals, meaning anyone that has graduated. So you have your bachelor's, you're out in corporate America, whatever that looks like. This is what we're here for to if everybody could be on mute, please. Okay. That's what we're here for. So technical development, professional, personal, anything of that nature, we try to gear that towards this demographic. Our vision statement. So this is important. If you all have been following us on social media, you should have started seeing our leadership spotlight. And this is tied to the vision for TPC this year. So honoring the past, embracing the present, and anticipating the future. So our past, I really wanted to highlight the past of the professionals, which is actually the alumni extension. So if you haven't been around and you didn't know that, we're actually in our 36th year now, because 35 was last year. So we're in the 36th year, I believe, this year of the professionals, but we did start as the alumni extension and transitioned into the professionals. So you will see that transition on those flyers. If you catch it, you'll see where it changes from alumni extension to professionals. And then present, we want to embrace where we are, what we've done, the amazing work that we're currently doing, and then future work. So what does that look like, future state? And that will be discussed at our town halls, our regional meetings. That's the time to come to those meetings and discuss that. Like, what does it look like moving forward? What's our plans? What programming? Where can you get involved? Town hall, regional meetings. During convention, that's where you should be. And then most of us know, but if you haven't been around NSBE, when we go to convention, it is a family reunion, but we also do learn. So the purpose of TPC is to network, celebrate our leadership, celebrate membership, and then also hang out with your family that you haven't seen, whether new people, old people, and then also supporting our NSBE Junior. So I know some people have asked questions about being a judge. So there are opportunities to be a judge for our NSBE Junior programming. That you can volunteer and do that. We do have some information. If someone is interested in that, I can get you the information for that. There is a training to be involved with the judging for the PCI competitions. So if you would like that information, please shoot a message in the chat or send me an email. I'll grab it and can give you the information for that. And then why attend? So we all know that there's various organizations, conferences that are geared towards Black professionals, but there's really only one that's geared towards Black engineers, and that is NSBE. So for us, we want to have the professional engagement where we're all in one space, we're all engineers or similar to it. I know we don't have all engineers. You do not have to be an engineer to be in NSBE. I know that is something that everyone thinks, but as long as you support the mission, you are welcome to attend any of our events or conferences. But overall, we typically have about 1,000 or so professionals that attend convention. Again, networking opportunities all from our graduating seniors, so those fresh out of college, early career, mid-career, into our senior and executive levels. Also, we worked to reduce our overlap this year. So those who went to Kansas City, I know it was just a lot of good content, but it also kind of overlapped each other. So as you weren't able to go to certain things. So we've reduced that to allow for quality programming, allow for people to be able to move around and not feel like they're missing things. And then our personal development. And then again, just collaborating with organizations, getting involved in the community, and just meeting new people. Now, why everyone is here? You want to know what's on the agenda. So there is a agenda at a glance on the website, but I have more updated information for you all. So we will go through a day by day, and then there is some breakdown about some of our trainings. I know everybody's been hounding us about that. So we have information about our trainings and some of our social events and fundraisers. So getting into the agenda. So on Wednesday, which is the official start of convention, so the 20th, we have 2 trainings available right now. You do have to be registered to attend them, and there is an additional fee. We can get more into the details of that after these slides. But we have our Six Sigma Yellow Belt and then our Safe Scrum. And then we also have our NSBE Professionals Golf Classic, which is in support of our Edward Barnett Junior Scholarship. Again, another slide on that. And then we have 2 opportunities for registration. I know every year people are saying I come in late, I'm not there early enough for registration. So registration will start at 1, and at 6, it will close down for opening session. And then it will open back up towards the end of registration. And then there's various days, so don't feel like you missed out. But just in case you do arrive late, you'll have that. Our TPC kickoff is sponsored by Honeywell this year. It's going to be great. I can't let all the secrets, but if you haven't signed up for it, please do. Just go ahead and join that list. Of course, you're always able to walk up day of. But if you want to kind of get those drink tickets early, you might want to sign up on registration. Thursday, we have our professionals town hall. Like I mentioned, that will be led by Taylor and Townsend, so our chair and chair-elect. This is also sponsored by Jacobs. So Jacobs CEO will be speaking to us during this session. Our House of Delegates, so any senators, delegates, we were delegates for professionals, that will be the meeting to go to. We have our NSBE Tech Talks with these companies. There's one more that's coming in. So we'll have 4 Tech Talks on Thursday. Our Leadership Roundtable brought to you by HP. So that will be our luncheon for the day. We have a film viewing of the story of Black women on boards. And then our SIG business meetings, our workshops. And then we have other hosted workshops that will be happening on Thursday. On Thursday evening, our SIG Mixer is sponsored by Merck & Company. And then we have our 4 SINs, and I'll have another slide to kind of get into that of what that entails, but Bose, Honeywell, the Clorox Company, and United Airlines. And then we'll have our professionals entertainment that night. Rolling into Friday, the regional town meetings, like I mentioned, the most important, well, one of the most important meetings to go to are really the town halls, your professional town hall and your regional meetings. This is where you find out what we're doing. The business of NSBE is the purpose of convention. So these meetings is where you will learn that, see what's going on. Elections also happen at the regional town hall meeting. So like Townsend mentioned, there's positions open either on the PEB, there's positions open on the regional level, chapter level, but this is where you will go to learn what's going on in your region. And then the professional town hall is overall. So we have master classes. Well, we have 2 master classes on Friday. Our SIG business meetings, more hosted workshops, and then our Inside the Executive Suite is brought to you by AstraZeneca, and then our Leadership Roundtable is brought to you by Boeing. Those are both luncheons. Please sign up for those through registration. There is a limit, so if you are signed up, you will get priority to get into it. Once it's full, we have to cut it off. And then our PEB Q&A. So again, like Townsend mentioned, if you're running for any of the positions, this is where you will go to do your spiel to get the people to vote for you. So that will be on Friday afternoon. In the evening, we'll have our lifetime members reception. So this will be for new and current lifetime members, our general session, and then our Harlem Night Scholarship fundraiser is Friday night. We'll get into that. And then Saturday being the last day of programming, we have our entrepreneurship showcase and our chapter leadership brunch, more business meetings and workshops, and then we'll have our past professionals chairs roundtable. So again, those flyers that have been going up with the past chairs, actually one of our very first chairs will be in attendance. So I will not say all of it, but he will be there. Also in presence, he just registered actually yesterday. So that's actually very exciting news that I found out. And then Saturday evening, we have our Golden Torch Awards and then our Wise Wind Down to close out the program. These are our current sponsors for our workshops. There's still one more hanging in the wind, but these are our primary ones. So there is a workshop hosted by everyone except for Symbotic. Symbotic is the one doing the film viewing for the Black Women on Board. So that will actually not be your traditional workshop. That will be a film viewing. So we'll actually be watching the film for about 45 minutes. And then one of the board members that's in the film will be doing a Q&A, like a little fireside chat afterwards, after the film. So if you would like to see that, learn more about it, that's what that session is about. For our training, so this is one of the trainings that we are offering. If Georgette is on the line, I was going to hand it over to her.
I'm here.
There she is. If you want to introduce yourself and talk about Yellow Belt and Safe Scrum.
Sure. Georgette Harrison, National Professionals Programs Chair. And so we are excited to bring you all 2 trainings this year at TPC. The first one is Yellow Belt Certification Training. So it is an 8-hour training with one of our wonderful, actually past chairs, Perry Walker, who has done this certification for us for the past couple of years. He is amazing. It is $100 fee. Usually, if you probably would try to go do something like this, if it's not offered at a university, it would probably cost you a few $100s, even if you go through something like ASQ. So we're trying to make trainings affordable and easily accessible to our members. The fee does include food, but also Wi-Fi would be at an additional cost. So again, registration closes on March 1st. It is filling up faster than we probably expected. So we are excited to see how it's getting rolling. But also this should not be the last offering. We would likely hope to do one at PDC as well if people don't catch this one, or offer it on a more frequent basis, because as probably Nicole and Townsend know, whenever we've offered it before, the seats fill up. There's usually a fairly long waiting list. So we're excited to offer this one. It is the first day of convention on Wednesday morning. So you would need to be in Atlanta and there no later than 7:30 a.m. So, if Nicole, if you want to, you can go to the next slide. And then for Safe Scrum certification, so the latest and greatest version of Safe 6 is being offered. This cost is $750. This is in partnership with a vendor who we have worked with when I was the process improvement SIG director for a few things. But also the total value of this training, if you went to get it somewhere else, would cost you $2,000. And that is because this vendor is also offering the first year of membership for SAFE included in the cost. And then again, we are also providing breakfast and lunch. This training is a total of 16 hours. So actually the first day is ahead of convention, which is on March 2nd. And then the second day concludes on that Wednesday as well at convention. Sorry, hold on. Okay. And so again, we implore people. Also, we wanted to make this offering as well, because sometimes what happens is like companies like mine don't offer or have vendor partnerships for trainings. And so you have to go outside to find one. So we also want to make training easily accessible to our NSBE members. So this registration is a little earlier because of that first 8-hour day being about a week later. And so we want to make sure people are signed up, that they have all their materials ahead of that first class. And it is limited to 50 seats. And also for both trainings, convention registration is required. So keep in mind, I know sometimes people don't understand value versus cost, or sometimes things look like sticker shock. But also, I would always recommend people to invest in themselves if they can, or if their company is willing to cover the cost. Give it a thought. It's also an alternative to not going to grad school. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have went to grad school. And then also I hold a couple of certifications myself. So it is another way to upskill yourself, right, in these times, but also do it at convention at the same time.
Georgette, there's a question in the chat. I'm going to take it and paraphrase it. So when somebody signs up for training sessions, will it let them know either how many slots are available, or will it automatically just put them into a waiting list? How will somebody who's maybe, if it's 50 seats here for Scrum Master training, if they're number 51 or 52, will it let them know that, or will it tell them what seat they're in?
Usually it does. I'm not sure if it's set up that way because these have a cost. But also because there is a cost associated with these, right? There's only so many spots. So once we hit 50, it will close. Same thing for yellow belt. Once it hits 75, it'll close. So if you open up registration and you can still see that you can pay for the certification, then that still means that there are seats open. And then traditionally, when we were not doing it with the cost or with any of the other events at registration, at convention, when you register, usually it'll tell you if it's a wait list or not. So you know if you're actually getting or signing up for a spot versus if you're being added to the wait list. So Conference Direct does give you that prompt, Townsend.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
All right, rolling through. Okay, so talking about our EBJ fundraiser. So as I mentioned, we have 2 events for our fundraising. So Edward E. Barnett Jr. Scholarship is something that the professionals own. It's one of our programs. And we raise money for that throughout the year, but we definitely use convention to our advantage. So right now, our first one is the Professionals Golf Classic. It is currently sold out on teams, which is a good thing, yay. All of our teams are sold, but we do have spots left for the clinic. And there are still whole sponsorship options, or if you just want to donate. So there's a few different options still for this, but as of right now, all of our teams are gone. So thank you for everyone who bought a team. We appreciate you. Our sponsors for this so far are Eaton and Grady Health, that they have sponsored some of the items for us. There are still sponsorship opportunities open for other things. And then, like I said, the whole sponsors are still up, and you can still purchase a golf clinic. So say you want to participate, you don't really know how to golf, the clinic is exactly for you for that. And those are still open. I think we have about 10 spots. Somebody just bought some right before this meeting. So I think it's about 10 spots left for that. So if you are interested, I suggest buying it now. It is Wednesday, starting at 12 registration, but it will start at 1 o'clock officially. And then you should only be there for like an hour, hour and a half at most. So that is our first one. And I think they've been dropping the links in the chat. And then our second one is our Harlem Night. So those who have typically been to High Roller Night is what it's been for the past 2 years. But for NSBE 50, we had to change that. So Harlem Nights, definitely encouraging people to dress up, even if it's just, just a cocktail, something just more fun, so you're not so formal, but dressing up and, really get into the occasion. So far, we do have 2 sponsors. So Gresham Smith and Microsoft have been gracious sponsors. We appreciate them. Gresham Smith is sponsoring all of our entertainment. So DJ, host, we will actually have a photo booth, like the actual one that will print out pictures. So you have a little take-home souvenir. And then Microsoft is one of our brand sponsors. And then there are still sponsorship opportunities for this. Tickets are open. They have been open for a few weeks now. So definitely buy your ticket to help support our scholarship. Again, if you can't make it, there is a donate option on both of the items. So you can go to the tickets and just do a donate only if you would like. All the proceeds go to our scholarship. And then I believe this is my last slide. So we have a program guide. Did not get a chance to make a QR code, but if somebody wants to drop the link in the chat for me, that'd be great. So this is just a little bit more detailed information about TPC specifically. So in here, it will go over suggested attire. You can meet the team. So that's my team and the overall PEB, as Townsend has shown. Just the things that you need to know. So location, weather, what to pack. That is the #1 question that I get from people is, what should I wear? What should I bring? The location of the convention center, as I don't know if I mentioned it, but there are a few convention centers in Atlanta. We are at the Georgia World Congress Center, so GWCC, that is in downtown near the aquarium. So I know I get that question a lot. Which one are we at? That's the one we're at. So there's a few other things. So if you just want to type in that bit.ly, if somebody drops it in the chat, either way, there we go. Thank you. That is a live document. So as updates are being made, it will be made to that. Again, sneak peek of you all being here because it is not posted anywhere. So take advantage of that information. And then I think, on to some questions that I know I keep getting. So I just put some of them here. So those who are not NSBE vets, the first question I always get is, are meals included? No, they are not guaranteed, with the caveat of when we have a luncheon sponsored. So like I said, we have 3 luncheons sponsored, but once they are full, they are full. And then you will need to get a food on your own. So be prepared. Can exhibitors attend convention activities? Yes. So there is a current issue in Conference Direct where all the exhibitors can't see some of the events, but even if you can't get into them and do a sign up, as long as you have your badge, you are welcome in. So please, if you're signed up as an exhibitor, don't feel like you can't attend our workshops. You can. That badge allows you to get into our programming. One question I think we got from this session was, when will the conference schedule be shared? So right now, the agenda at a glance is the agenda that is available to the public. The app should be opening up in the next week or so, and then that will be your source of truth. So we'll be using Feedloop again, similar to what we use for Kansas City. So that will be ready soon, and then there should be a whole bunch of blasts that go out about it, and then that will be the official agenda. Will shuttles be available for the hotels that are further away? Yes, they're still working on it as far as schedules, which line, how many buses, but there should be a there should be a shuttle. And then one question from the previous meeting was, how will professionals be updated before and during TPC? So right now, the best way to get information from us is to be signed up for our newsletter. So the professionals do have their own newsletter. The CPC will also be giving out a newsletter, and then our social media. So we are on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So those are all the best places to get the information. But that is how you'll be updated. We update all of them at the same time. So nothing should be, everybody should be in sync. So look at those areas, sign up for our newsletter if you haven't already, and that will be how you get our information. Yes. So question time, and I know we have questions. So
No, you did a great job of in fact, maybe my first 5 questions were already answered just during the presentation in the FAQ. So you've cut down significantly what I was going to ask. Okay. I guess if I'm looking through the pre-asked questions, one thing that stuck out to me that I want to ask is there anything mandatory that a professional should include in their agenda? There's something that if they had to pick maybe an event a day or a couple of events throughout these sessions, what should they be, keen or really take notice of?
I wouldn't say anything's mandatory, but I would strongly suggest going to, I know I've said it a billion times, I'll say it again, going to the town halls and going to the regional meetings, because that is where you learn the business of NSBE. One thing that I've heard a lot from professionals who may not have, quote unquote, grown up in NSBE is, I don't understand what the professionals do. They don't have all the information. So going to those meetings is where you learn that. That's where we do our state of the professionals, which Townsend, I think you're doing that again. Is that you? Is that Taylor? One of y'all? Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll hear from Townsend and team about just an overarching view of the professionals. And then, like I said, the regional meetings. Anything else? I mean, I would say anything that's for you and where you are on your path. We've tried to do a very good job of diversifying the workshops, the events. So we have some really technical things. We have some things that are more soft skill focused. We have some entrepreneurship workshops. So it's just, where are you and what do you want? So do you want technical? Do you want to network? We also have mixers during the day. So there's a bunch of different options for people to get involved in. But if I had to say things to really, really go to, is really those town halls, regional meetings, and even the PEB Q&A on Friday to learn who's running to be your next leadership, because those are the people that are driving the society for the professionals.
Yeah, and I'll do a shameless plug here and foot stomp in on attending the Professionals Town Hall on that Thursday morning, because that event is actually sponsored by Jacobs. So shout out to Jacobs for sponsoring that event. So not only come here from Jacobs leadership, but sponsorship does come with perks. And so it is scheduled for 8:30 in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning, but we will have food. So
we will.
So I know folks are always looking at where's the next food opportunity. So that's a great food opportunity to fill your belly and fill your mind with information going on with the society. So yeah, I definitely foot stomp and put up the town halls, specifically the professionals town hall. My screen went dark, so I had to turn it back on to look at the next question here. Let's see. So I think you mentioned it before, but are there any other meetings or things to be on the lookout relative to convention that will happen before the conference actually hits? So I know you mentioned newsletters will be some more information, but are you anticipating anything maybe on the CPC side or any other general convention events or happenings that the folks should be aware of?
As of right now, no. So like I said, follow the social media. Of course, I'm gonna be biased and always say follow the professional social media, but there is a convention social media page as well. So it's at NSBE Convention on Instagram and Facebook, I believe. So that would be another place. But as of right now, no, nothing officially happening beforehand. But like I said, the professionals, we do have our leadership spotlight kind of leading up into convention. Believe there's like a membership drive. So there's a few other things that are kind of leading up to convention, but nothing like officially like a pre-convention workshop or anything like that. No.
All right. Yep. I think the only pre-convention stuff or the safe certification that's splitting between before convention and at convention.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I see questions happening in the chat here, so I'm going to go to those. Crystal posted the question about graduate students.
Actually, before you even get to that, I think there was one earlier. Let's see. Someone asked about the FEPE. Will there be any? So not through TPC. So sorry, I'll read the question. So it says, will there be any FEPE exam prep materials or scholarships available at this year's convention? So FEPE not for TPC, maybe the collegiate side, but I don't have anything. And then as far as scholarships go, our EBJ scholarship application just closed. So they're in the middle of working on that. But I believe that application, opens up every year. Don't quote me on when, but if somebody knows, put it in the chat. But as of right now, our EBJ scholarship winners and GTA and those things will be presented at convention, but most of those applications have already closed. So definitely look for those in the fall / early part of the year.
I love that little acronym, FEPE at TPC. That was somebody who doesn't know NSBE, that'd be go all over their heads.
Right, you're like, what?
No,
Somebody asked about how many spots are left for Yellow Belt. I have not checked in the past few hours, but there's still about 40-ish spots left. People are purchasing them pretty much every single day. So when we get to that 75, it will close. The wait list will open up. I think there's about 40 or so spots left. But like I said, literally every day people are registering and paying for it. So if you're interested in Yellow Belt, please do that now. Do not wait.
Okay. Yes, the next question on graduate students. I don't know exactly what the question is asking.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Graduate students, what does that look like? As in graduate students, is there, because I know you could talk a little bit about GSC, but I don't know if they're asking specifically about that or are there opportunities for graduate students to attend, I guess, TPC events? I don't know, whichever way you want to take that question, unless we get better clarification.
I'm really not sure if there's an elaboration on the graduate student question, but there is a GSC mini conference, a graduate student conference, where they'll be having a few competitions like poster, oral, and then their own programming. But as a graduate student, because graduate students do sit in that middle ground of our demographic, they're in between collegiate and professional, you are always welcome to professional events, age pending for some items, but we do not shut out graduate students from our programming. So they kind of have the best of both worlds depending on what you're looking for. But if that person wants to elaborate on the question, I could probably answer it a little bit better.
Okay, well, while we see if there's more clarification, question that comes up about Harlem Nights. Is there a VIP option?
No VIP option this year, guys. I know I've gotten that question probably up 10 times, but no, due to the increased cost of being in Atlanta, we didn't want to keep increasing the cost. But it is a general fee for Harlem Nights. It is still a beautiful location. So if you want to look it up and be nosy, it's Ventanas is the name of the location. So Ventanas. It is a 2-story building. It has an indoor, outdoor fire pit. Gives you the Atlanta skyline. So it's a very beautiful venue. We will have appetizers available, cash bar, things like that. If anybody wants to give us, a sponsor for that cash bar, that'd be amazing. But right now, no, we just have the general attendance, but it's going to be really, really nice. So don't let the, I have to slide it in. We still need, we still need some sponsorships.
And hey, that is actually the next question here. You did a great segue into it about, are there still opportunities for organizations to participate or sponsor an event, especially if they want to target professional engineers specifically?
I love whoever asked that question. Yes, there is.
Of course.
So for TPC specifically, we have 2 events that still need sponsorship, which is our graduating seniors reception. So those who don't know, who haven't grown up in NSBE world, the professionals own a program called Graduating Seniors Reception. We do it at FRC, acronyms. We do it at our fall regional conferences and at annual convention. The professionals run that for them. It is an introduction to the professional world. We let them know that they get 1 year free as a professional member once they graduate. So that is something that we still need a sponsor for, as well as our Impact Awards. Our Impact Awards are awards for our leaders. So our special interest groups, our regional leaders, things like that. So those are the 2 that we still need sponsorship for, as well as both of our EBJ events, golf and Harlem Nights. So depending on what kind of interaction people may be looking for, whether it's promotion, whether it's a speaking engagement, just kind of depends on which item. But those are the last items that have some sponsorship availability.
All right. I see the next questions we're engaging in the chat about EBJ scholarship. Yep. So the information has been shared there. Thank you, Seth and Georgette. Next question, has life membership
invites gone out?
Invites gone out?
I guess that's what that, reception. Yeah. Let's go with that. Says lifetime membership reception. No, they have not. Not sure when they're going out. I did ask that question, but they have not gone out yet.
Yeah, I would assume that over the next few weeks, things will start coming hot and heavy.
Yeah,
so
it'll start
if you haven't heard about it, normally if you haven't heard about it, it's because it's not out yet. Trust me, you will get blasted 3 or 4 different ways when things are going on. Okay, let's see. Okay, so 2 questions. Yep, and I think you see them in the chat.
For events via the app or a different channel? Depends on which one. So for right now, because the app is not open, we are asking to do signups through your conference registration. So there are a bunch of sub events available right now. The only 2 that are not on the sub events are the 2 EBJ events. So golf and Harlem Nights are not on there. So that is on the event Noir is where both of those sit. Everything else that is a sub event that we need like a head count is in the conference direct in your registration. Otherwise, once the app comes out, you can just add it to your agenda. Do you need to rent clubs to attend the golf clinic? No, they actually provide all equipment. The only time you need to rent clubs is for the foursome teams to go out onto the course. For those who are doing the golf clinic, they will provide all of it. So all you have to do is bring your stuff.
Oh, okay. I've got as things are posting here, I've got one more question that I would like to ask. That let's bring it out to the atmosphere here.
Goodness.
And speaking of atmosphere,
Yep.
So the question is, what should I expect the atmosphere to be like compared to a fall regional conference? Somebody's saying that they've only been to the regional conferences. So what should they expect to be different or similar, or paint the picture for them?
Yeah, so fall regional conference times 10 is probably what convention looks like. So it's a large scale. I've told people my story. My first convention was Orlando 2008, and I did not know what to do with a sea of 10,000 or so Black engineers in one spot. It is, I don't know, you can't really describe it. It's just amazing to see that many people in one space that, look like you, a person of color, likely going after the same degree as you, the same struggles as you. I have met some lifetime friends that I am now stuck with because of NSBE. So yes, Townsend's one of them. He's also my frat brother, so I can't get rid of him. But so I've been to weddings, I've been to baby showers, all because of a NSBE network of someone that was either in my chapter that I met at a conference. I would say it's really a life-changing thing to go to this conference and just see the amount of people and just see those Black and brown faces, and to also see the women. I think that was also very important for me as a Black woman, to go and see women in leadership in an organization as NSBE. So it is everything you kind of think of, like, oh, look, sea of Black people, sea of brown people, sea of all these people that are just doing amazing things, seeing the companies, seeing our parties are fun, being able to listen to a bunch of our companies come and speak. We've really, really impressed on our sponsors to bring their engaging speakers, because we really want to engage our membership and make sure that they're getting the best bang for their buck. So, yeah.
No, great.
I'm able to get to the site. Oh, okay. Yeah,
and I'll just echo that. I've been to, of course, probably my first event was probably a fall regional conference as well. And yeah, I echo that. It is magnified tenfold. You will see kids walking around with their chaperones going to, STEM competitions. And then you see, of course, you see the large group of collegiate students going around with their resumes. And, when the career fair is hitting off, because you see lines back and somebody looking, holding their paper with their resume, asking to get it proofread or running to make an interview. And then you have us professionals, we're over in the cut. Some of us are working the career fair floor. Some of us are volunteering for the STEM events. And then, of course, we're on our TPC side. We're just out there like a big family reunion. It's a, hey, haven't seen you since 46 or 48 or whatever. And so it's very much a family affair, come together with a single purpose of growing ourselves as engineers, but also as people. It's that connectiveness you miss. And I take it to akin it to going to like maybe a spa for a weekend or something. I mean, it's not it's maybe not as relaxing because it gets stressful for us on the leadership side. But it's one of those things that after you leave it and you kind of go through the tiredness of it, you're really still filled up. You're rejuvenated because you've seen people that look like you. You've seen people out there doing things that you want to do, or in the areas you want to do, or you've inspired somebody. So it is really fulfilling, to go to those conferences and come back from the conferences and kind of just get you ready to go out and face the day. You may our theme from last year was you're not the only one. And these conferences really show it and prove it. And you can take it with you, past the conference dates. One other question I see here, will there be an area or booth for professional photos?
Not professional photos. There are some photo booth areas kind of like for fun, like the little 360s, but to my knowledge right now, not professional pictures, but PDC may or may not have those, typically where we do that. But as of right now, no, if you're referring to like a headshot or anything like that, not at this time.
Okay. I think you've answered this one before, but Kevin is asking about special breakfasts and lunches. Either how do you know what those are? Yeah, in the agenda, will they be designated as, hey, lunch provided, or sign up required for them? How do you know that what's maybe an event that has food in it?
So for us, for the TPC side, like we mentioned, our professional town hall will have breakfast. And then we have 3 luncheons that will be, the way to know the luncheons for the TPC side is because they'll be held between 12 and 2. So those are our luncheons. So on Thursday, there is a leadership roundtable luncheon with HP. And then on Friday, there is a leadership roundtable with Boeing, and then inside the executive suite with AstraZeneca. So those are our 3 luncheons, and then the 1 breakfast at the town hall. Anything else, depending on the track, the collegiate, they have power lunches. That will be the sub event when you go into your registration. So if you've already registered, you would go back into your registration, find your email, or do already registered on the convention website and log in. And then any sub event that you see on there, sign up for that luncheon. All meal events do have caps outside of the town hall because that is our larger event. But typically luncheons do have a cap. So if you pre-register for it, it will give you priority into the lunch as opposed to walking up day of. So yes, you do need to pre-register for lunch, especially for TPC, because ours do fill up super fast. I think they're probably all full. Still join the wait list because we do have people that don't show up, things happen. So I'd rather you have, have it on your registration so that you get in first and get a seat. So that is how you'll know.
Yep. Good information. Good information there. All right. Let's see.
I'm at this online. The luncheons will not be, they're on the agendas on the convention site under programming. Ooh, not looking at the website right now. If not, if you just go into your registration, if you're already registered, go into edit registration, hit next. There's a sub event session page, and that will tell you everything that needs a initial sign up. Otherwise, you have to wait for the app to come out to see everything in one shot.
All right.
You're welcome.
Yep. That's what we do. We answer questions in real time here. So, yeah, we've got a couple of minutes left here for this session. If anybody has any other questions, please feel free to put them in the chat or put them somewhere where we can call on you. We don't mind having folks come off mute if you raise your hand to ask your question. But this session is here for you to answer your questions and burning, information that you want for TPC. Lots of information was shared today. Lots of links going out. Thank you all for participating in this. Like I said, follow our best way is the guide that the link for the session guide that Nicole put together is a great resource. Mm-hmm. And then our social media are the 2 biggest ways, most immediate ways to find out what's going on with TPC. As updates are happening, they will get posted there. So any other questions? Not seeing any. I know we asked this question, Nicole, at the last session, but I want to, ask it again here. I don't know why it's not a hard question. It's just well, she had to speak from the heart though. It's okay,
No, go ahead.
No, this question is, so what, desired outcome from TPC for if at the end of the day on Sunday, March, what is that, 25th or 26th, whatever the last day conference is, after everybody's starting to go home, what would you have hoped that professionals have taken away from the conference?
I would like for them to feel filled, I guess. It's kind of what you were saying earlier. Like you come out and you're rejuvenated. Yes, you're tired. I am not going to lie. You will be tired, but it's a good tired. I got something out of this tired. I met someone new. I reconnected with someone.
Yep.
But overall, I want people to feel like they got their money's worth, because that is one complaint that we hear a lot with professionals. Like they don't always see the value depending on where they are in their career and in their personal life. So I would like for people to leave feeling like, yes, I got my money's worth. Yes, this was time well spent. Yes, I want to do more within NSBE, because there's so many opportunities for volunteers or support within our organization. And I would just want people to leave feeling like, yeah, I want to do more for NSBE.
Oh, great deal. And yeah, I definitely will echo all those statements. You will be tired. I can't move and I got to soak in a tub for days afterward, but you do feel fulfilled. My LinkedIn, I always know when I'm coming back from a convention, because my LinkedIn will have so many friend requests in it that I'm just like, oh, I met this person here or there. And so it's always been a great time. And I do want to echo your sentiment of, yeah, come to the convention, and hopefully it inspires you to do more within NSBE. We focus on these events because there are large tentpole type events, but we want to have engagement year round. Our regions are doing things all year long. Professionals, we put together things happen all year long. So we want you to not just gear and save everything for convention. We want to engage with you year long. I think Georgette mentioned it earlier about some of the training sessions. We don't want to just offer those at convention. Yeah, they will be offered there, but we want to be able to offer opportunities throughout the year, because like I said, not everybody's going to make it to convention, and not everybody will have the be able to participate the first time around. So that's just something we're looking forward to, and hopefully you all find the value in TPC this year as well. So final thoughts, Nicole? Anything? Last thoughts you want to leave everybody with before we wrap up?
Register, come join us. We're fun. But no, honestly, register. We really do want to see you all. Come meet us, come talk to us. Registration will be, we're in the regular registration rate right now. I believe it doesn't go up till the beginning of next month. Don't quote me on that, but the sooner the better to get in. If you can't make it, if you're just in the city, still support us in our other activities. We still have our, our fundraiser opportunities that are open to the public. Oh, I didn't mention that. So golf and Harlem Nights are open to the public. So please invite your friends, your network, share it with your companies. They are not tied to registration. You can just attend those, as after you pay your fee, but they are open to the public. So yeah, join us, register, get in early. This is now the time to kind of get in and get those things on your registration and have your, be the first one in the room. We want that for everyone. I see questions are still coming in.
Yeah, there's one about the SINs, about pre-registering.
Do you have to pre-register for the SINs? You don't have to. It's preferred. Oh, sorry, for everybody to know, Career Engineer Networking Suite is what SINs stands for. We are a very acronym-heavy organization.
We are.
But it is our Career Engineer Networking Suite, which is the Professional Hospitality Suite. So you will see Networking Suite. If you see Networking Suite, that is collegiate. If you see Career Engineer Networking Suite, that is professional. So there are currently pre-registrations set up in registration system right now. They may show as full, add it anyway, because it's still on a who gets there first for the most part for those, but you don't have to. I will say they are all hiring. So if you are looking for a job, believe, I don't have the list in front of me, should be Bose, Honeywell, Clorox Company, United Airlines. Ooh, I'm good. Those four are our SINs. So they are hiring. I have asked them. There are a lot of companies that are hiring this year for professionals, specifically for experienced hire, those out of college. So please go to those if you are looking for a new opportunity for a job.
All right. Well, yeah, that ends the session today. And if you have any more questions, this chat is actually persistent. So if you want to just ask the question that didn't get, and didn't have a chance to ask it now, put it in the chat anyway. We'll see it. We'll get them answered as we can. Thank you all again for joining this session today. We look forward to seeing you and engaging with you, not only at convention, but after and before too. So the weeks coming up, we want to engage with you all. Make sure that you're following our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And then our monthly newsletter comes out. So be on the lookout for that coming in the next few weeks. So with that being said, I'm Townsend Brown. Thank you, Nicole, for joining me on this call today. You did much of the heavy lifting. I just had to stand here and smile. So I appreciate that. That's always a good day when I can just stand and just observe. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and stop the recording. And you all have a great night and look forward to seeing you all in Atlanta.
All right. Thank you.